It was by pure chance that the new owner attempted to find the meaning of some of the boxes of paper rather than deciding that there was no gold or jewelry to be found, and just tossing it all into the nearest dumpster, wrote Cox on the company website. This video is about what people don't do. Essentially, that excerpt I read was a guy bought a unit that contained the contents and a lot of the groundwork, original paperwork, developmental drawings of the co-creator of Dungeons and Dragons. It was a popular game when I was a kid, and actually many people preached that it was going to be the downfall of society. All of us geeks played it. It was definitely a geek game, but the whole point is there are many people who will buy a storage unit and not thoroughly investigate the contents of the unit. I'm telling you, it happens all of the time. I've actually made a lot of money from those people, and possibly you can too. Hey, this is Glendon. We're making money with storage unit auctions. The title of this video, Storage Auction Money. There's a tie-in to that, to stay tuned. And essentially, this came about because I was reading about the huge D&D fine for one of the co-creators. And it essentially was nothing but boxes and boxes of paper. Over the last 3 years, I've looked at literally hundreds, thousands of comments, and people look for the wow factor, the big stuff, the nice stuff, and completely disregard the paper. This is one of the most dangerous things that you could do. As you've walked through this journey with me, and you look at all this stuff, and also for the new folks, hey, thanks for showing up. And once again, there's a video right up there to the top. Click on that. That'll take you through the 195 videos that I did previously. I do ask, watch the videos before you ask a question, because 99.8% of the answers are in those videos, and it's free. All right, but back to the story. With the D&D fine, because essentially how this channel was built about the stuff that I found in storage units and the stories of the people and their contents. I went through, and my partner and our employees went through all of that paper. Sure, there's going to be times where you're going to go through it and it's going to be nothing but bills, pornography, crazy stuff, and nothing of value. But there will be times there will be significant value. And this guy who just decided to go through those boxes and found something worthwhile, he's going to be paid off for it. Now, a lot of people would have thrown that stuff away. I see it in the comments. I see it in the forums. People they're looking for gold. They even made that reference in the excerpt. It wasn't gold, it wasn't jewelry. It was just paper. Let me tell you something. Paper can be worth a lot of freaking money. Back in the day, when I was still green, there was this guy, and he was just telling me, we went on the U-Haul trail, and I saw him the next month, and he was just grinning, and he's like, yeah, that little trashy room I got, I made $10,000. I'm not giving him the side eye, right? But he was never one of those people that boasted. Matter of fact, he was pretty quiet. And for him to even say that, I can see it. Dude was just tingling. He was so freaking zooted. And just the instincts, I was like, I believed him. He was telling the truth. And he would never, ever tell me what he found. And I saw the unit, and it was a trash room. He got it for $10. There was little to nothing in there. And I'm just like, what the hell? So that kind of stuck with me for a few weeks, and I let it go. About 5 months later, and I was good for buying trash rooms, still pretty new. I was like, you know what? Because you never know. You never know. So there was this room, and it was that office. I bought it strictly for the office furniture. There was, the thing is, there was tons and tons of paper and bills and essentially it looked like records. And I bought the room for the office furniture. No one wanted the office furniture. I got it for $5. I saw, a 5.0 desk, a 6.0 desk. There was four U groups with returns and credenzas. Solid wood. If you sold office furniture, that was loot. And it was not perfect, but see, the thing is, when you have a piece of furniture like that that's solid wood, it can easily be refinished. And that's exactly what I did. Didn't sell it immediately. It wasn't like burn and turn. Actually held on to the stuff for 3 months, but turned around and sold everything at that unit and the furniture for 5 G's. Probably put $700, maybe $800 worth of money and time and effort into it. But as you can see, it was well worth it. And that's something I'm going to discuss in my course about stacking inventory and continual source of cash, because the way that you see it on the shows is slash and burn, buy something, sell something, buy something. You can't run your business like that. Not a real business. You can't do it. Let that stuff go. But back to the story. I buy the room, and there's all this paper. Says because a lot of people didn't buy these office furniture units. Says I was doing them a favor. I got all types of incentives. They gave me actually 2 months to clean that unit out. I said, if you let me I'll handle the paper, because I could have threw it back on them, because that could have fell under the thing of personal information. And the guy was like, fine, great. You got 2 months. He went there into the office, told the lady, and actually they made me fill out a rental agreement and everything. They gave me 2 months free, and then the third month I didn't have it cleaned out. I was going to have to pay. But it was all written down. He said, we got to do it like this. That way, if someone comes behind me, then you won't get tripped up, which actually was very good for me. So, I'm doing my thing. And so I didn't really worry about the paper, since that was going to be the last thing. But got the desk refinished, everything was sold. And I said, all right, it's time to address this paper. Since I had, made nice profit, I said, let me go through this paper. So I'm going through it, and literally the first 30 boxes were records. This guy was a CPA. It was all his clients' files, tax records and stuff. I mean, really some juicy stuff. Nothing I can sell, but we'll make great videos later. And look, that's what the 30 boxes were. Me being who I am, once I was a victim of identity fraud, so I know what can happen to your life when that stuff drops off. So I made sure that wasn't going to happen anyway. So I got what I needed in terms of, I had a friend with a Australian company, and we just, he helped me, I helped him. And then I start working on the rest of the stuff. Then about halfway in the stack, I come across some of his personal stuff. Him being a CPA, he liked money. And he also collected money, but he didn't collect anything he didn't collect any coins. It was all silver certificates. And 6 of those silver certificates was that one you saw at the beginning of the video. An 1899 silver certificate. Were they in perfect condition? No, they were not. Some had issues, some were faded, but the rattiest one, because none of these were in excellent or mint, not even close, but the rattiest one sold on eBay for $1,250. The rattiest one. And I went, fast forward, went through the rest of the stuff. It was just nothing but paper. Just stuff to get rid of. But by taking the time to go through that paper, go through that stuff, I actually made more money on 6 little pieces of paper than I did on the office desk. Because I went through, and that was something that happened over and over and over again. Because you'll go through the papers and you'll find a journal, and then, there's some broken gold. You'll go through you have to go through all of this stuff, because I think one of the things that's tripping up people is that quick hit mentality, to the point where if they don't see their money or realize some significant value within the first 5 minutes to maybe hour going through the unit, then it's over. Game over. Dump. Move on to the next one. I'm telling you, my friends, that attitude, you're leaving money on the table. Because one of the things I haven't talked about is, since I had an operation, I had people, I've cleaned out a lot of units for people. I would be out there, and our trucks loaded up, and I could see that look, because I know that look. I really don't want to clean this shit out. And when I saw that look, I took action. I was like, hey, but you want that stuff? It's like, no, man, I don't want it. I'm just sitting, no, I don't want it. I'm like, tell you what, you sign it over to me, I'll clean it out. You give it to me, I shake my hand, dab, hug, whatever, and they be out. And literally leave me $500 to $2,000 worth of stuff for free. That is how I got a lot of freaking inventory. And there are many of you out there who are complaining about these newbies. There's some of you who actually decided to take advantage of their ignorance. And I did it. I cleaned out a unit for a guy, nothing but clothing, right? But it was all name brand designer clothing with tags. He gave me 5 G's. Did that 5 G's happen? No. Took probably a year to sell that, but it was free. And see, it went in on top of this other cycle of inventory, because this was selling, that was selling. That's what many of you missing out, because that home run stuff, base hits, You got a base hit here, you got a base hit here. And sometimes it's not even about the game, it's about the series. Because, you may have 7 games in the series. So you may lose 2, but you win 5. So you're still up ahead and you win. That's how it goes. So that's the type of stuff. So, and this applies to anything that you buy. Because I have done estate cleanouts, made an offer on stuff upstairs, and then they're like, one lady was just like, she thought she was so smart. She's like, I'll take your offer if you clean out the stuff in the basement. Okay. So we go down the basement and everything. As soon as I go down the stairs and I look over there and I see what appears to be a Duncan Fife table set, and we lift up the cover, and that's exactly what it is. And I looked at her and I said, so you want me to clean this stuff out too? Yeah. Okay. You sure? She said, yeah, with a smirk on her face. The stuff that was in the basement was worth more than the stuff I actually paid for upstairs. That's why you have to be involved and actually ask questions. Think of yourself as an explorer. Always looking for something else, because you'll be amazed at what you find. All right, this is Glendon. We're making money with storage unit auctions.